Mid-afternoon, XRP Future Millionaire here, and we have some big news to talk about. You guys are probably like, what the hell is Dogecoin doing on my screen, and what the hell do I care? Well, this is one of the benefits of being in Tom's Army. I have several people who are in Dogecoin, who love Dogecoin, who are looking to get into Dogecoin, who follow, and this will also be available on my ISO headquarters page. I'll clip out the part of this that has Dogecoin and the technicals in this, but I have a much bigger update than just this to do. But this is going to be a fire update. Before we get to this, we have to go to Sunny Days. But first, I want you guys to take a moment while Sunny Days is playing, and I'm going to tell you what to do. Go to Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. This is my brother. He's been doing this for about 7 months. He's got 942 subscribers. He's 58, so he's already got the watch time hours. He needs 58 more subscribers to reach partner. Do him a favor. Nobody should have to do this amount of work for free. With how much dedication he puts in, he's done, if you guys want to know how many videos, he's put out over 1,300 videos to this current time. So he's put out a lot of work. It's continuous updates, and like I said, he's my brother. He puts out up to the minute, up to the date, no FUD technical analysis. He also does weather stuff, so you can follow him on Facebook as well. But go to Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, or VGCInews.com. That's VGCInews.com, and he's got his own webpage that he's trying to get off the ground. But I'm going to play Sunny Days, and this is in my video description below. Click on Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. Let's try to get him to 1,000 subscribers. Only 57 subscribers away from partnership.
Sunny days, sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. I wear glasses 'cause I'm so cool. I can predict the charts. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days. Join Tom's Army for $9.99 a month.
So I appreciate you guys for going over there, checking out his page. But we got to get into this important stuff. Make sure that like button, turn that bell notification on, subscribe to the channel if you're new to return. We're almost up to 5,400 subscribers, on our way to 10,000 subscribers so that we can get merchandise on YouTube. Oh yes, that's the next big goal. 10,000 subscribers, and we can get some XRP Future Millionaire merchandise going. I've already got a lot of it that I used to do, but I don't want to do anything on YouTube until I can get it set up with YouTube as a YouTube store. I don't want to do anything special outside of that. So let's do where do we want to start here? We'll just go to my normal one and then it'll end. So anyhow, we'll get into XRP after. Let's take a look at the charts real quick just to see the current setup and formations before we read that article. So with Bitcoin, the total crypto market cap slipping, guys, like we said earlier, down to 2.206, down 1.65% to 2.206 trillion, or trillion. So that's what it looks like, but we'll get it. That's in my, that you can find more of in my Swing Traders Anonymous page. I cover that every day. So Bitcoin's down 2.10%, down to 46,293. We're at a critical support level right now. XRP could be setting up a bear trap here, and if it falls to 75 cents, I'd say that's exactly what it's doing, down 3.24% to 83 cents. And what I mean by a bear trap is we think it's going to fall through and then it might have some kind of rally. XLM's down 0.57% to 29 cents. It's about to lose the handle. And then where's Doge? DGB down 2.51% to 3345, and XDC's down 7.37%. We said when it was losing the handle on 10 cents, that's a dangerous spot to be. As we were going to come down to the 30-minute time frame in the 200-day, and that's likely exactly what's occurring right now. Yep, it came down and touched it. Go watch my update from just a few hours ago. So Dogecoin right now, we're looking at down 3.15%. We must hold this level at 1652 for this bear trap to be validated. If we fall through here down to 1610, we technically could hold that. But if we come down to the 1555 level or lower, it's invalidated. So just remember that. This thesis is invalidated at 1555 because if we break through 1555, we're likely going to 13. But then we're probably, if we break through 13, we could have a flash crash to 9 cents with Doge. So let's keep our eyes and ears out because that is a distinct possibility of what is possibly playing out right now. So for anybody who's in my army, Tom's Army, this is a shout out to each and every one of you who are into Doge, and I appreciate you for the support. We have 172 members. No new members since the new year started, so I would highly encourage somebody to join Tom's Army. Show me that special love, attention, and affection, and tickle my balls by joining Tom's Army. Dogecoin prep for a big launch. Doge to rally 75%. We've talked about this inverted head and shoulders. If we can hold this 13-cent double bottom, if we hold that, I have no issue saying we're going to 35 cents, and we've called for it, maybe even 44. It's just if we fall through that 13 cents and invalidate this, it's why we don't want to come past 15.55. That's why I keep saying we can't close under 15 cents. We can't. If we close under 15, we're going to 13, and if that double bottom doesn't hold, we're going to 9.5 cents likely. And it's already written out in the technicals. It's there right in front of our very eyes. So Dogecoin price prep for a hefty price spike after it returns to 20 cents. So it's got to get there first, though, guys. Bullish divergence is present, suggesting a downside move is likely to terminate. Imperative that Dogecoin not close below the 15-cent value area. Doge price continues to trade at the upper bounds of capitalization zones. Something it has done since the beginning of December. Despite the bearish nature of Dogecoin's price action, bears have been unable or unwilling to drive Doge lower. Dogecoin price needs to hit 20 cents before it can rally to 35 cents, and that's going to be a big move. Dogecoin price has two primary scenarios coming up that could see it repeat the price action it experienced in early 2021. The first is a hypothetical long entry at 20 cents with a stop loss at 18 and a profit target at 35 cents. This trade option would complete two objectives. First, it would confirm the breakout above a double top. Second, and most important, it would convert Dogecoin back into a bull market after crossing above the current bear market trend line. The hypothetical long setup is invalidated if Dogecoin price returned to 15.5 cents before the entry. However, if a fall to 15.5 occurs, a capitalization move is undoubtedly on the horizon, with a possible move in flash crash to the 9-cent value area, which is close to my 9.5 cents. However, Dogecoin could develop a nasty looking bear trap by moving lower. If Dogecoin were to fall to 15 cents, a bullish shakeout setup would occur. The bullish shakeout is a rare and powerful reversal pattern that terminates downtrends and corrects moves. Confirmation of that move would need to be established to ensure that a probable setup would be appropriate. So, like, guys, this is definitely possible. And if we had a shakeout, you're talking about, like, the entry points here. And we're getting down there. We're in that area right now. We've fallen below this zone, though, that they're talking about. And we just can't hide that, ladies and gentlemen. You can't hide that. We've fallen below it. Now, if we can sustain Dogecoin, that's why it's so critical that we fell through that 1744 and came back down to the bottom side of the 30-minute time frame in the 200-day. We might have to come back down to the accumulation zone. There's no volume. The volume, I mean, look how dead that volume is besides that one little burst up. So that's what we're looking at. We got 1652 support, and if that doesn't hold, we're coming down to 1610 and likely 1516 on our way to 13 cents. We could hit 1516 and not invalidate this. I know it said we don't want to be by 1550, but if we did this, how the daily close, you could come right back up and 2x this in, a couple weeks. I'm looking at all scenarios with those because there's a scenario here because of Elon Musk and his big mouth that I love that could technically wipe us into a new era on our portfolios and add a zero for us without us having to do anything. And then we could ride XRP with that added zero. Think about that for a minute. So I do this for all of us, not just me. If you want to send a donation, be the first of the new year, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Or you can send XRP if you're that kind of person. It's all in the video description below. XRP. We're looking right now, we're below the 200-day and the 30-minute. And we talked about this earlier because it was a very strong possibility we were coming below here. So we wanted to maintain this at all costs. It just is what it is. We came below it. Now it looks like we're going to back test it as resistance. It was support, right? Now it's going to back test. And if it does, it's coming down here. But I don't know if that's going to hold. Could we have a bear trap setup setting up? Yes. Because if Doge is in that kind of a setup, so is this. The only problem is our upside here is a little different than Doge. We're looking at like a 95 cent and then a dollar, like $1.02 in this scenario. If we have a shakeout and do what I'm trying to put here, because we have to keep putting it out in the future because this keeps extending. And we're in the exact same area we were before. But this is, I want to say that something, and it might not take that long. We might have a, here's the thing. If something like this were to play out, we would probably have, there's the chance that you would just have an overextension here. And this is what I was having trouble with. Would you just have an overextension here and bounce all the way back up to here and complete a quick cup and handle? And then you could bounce down like this, right? And ride top side of that 88 cents. And then that could technically be what could catapult us out of the area. Because you wouldn't be able to go far, though. You'd probably only be able to come up to about 95. Because then you're going to have to prove the top side of this downtrending resistance support line. And it would probably be just a quick bounce. You'd back test it real quick, come down to 5 to 7%. And then likely you would ride this. And this is what could catapult us up into that area. And then we could go from there. In this scenario, as you can see, we've got a little bit of work to do. But in any event, I think we would eventually be talking about a catapult up into that area where we meet that, where we meet over here. See this line that comes across? That was our cutoff point. Once we came through it, we broke off. That was our uptrending support. And we started bouncing off the 52 cents a long time ago. Well, when we came through it, you see how we crashed down? We've got a lot of areas, but I think we have two scenarios playing out. And I think, obviously, that's if we fall through. But we also know that if we come through here, we're going to have to either make a move or make a move. There's a big moment coming here shortly in February. If this doesn't do anything, if this just plays true right here and it just does a cup and handle up to 94 or 98 or 88, you can, it could play true. But I could see something like what I'm proposing right there. I really could. It's the same scenario we played out before, except we're farther through the pattern now. And we also had in this area where we said we could jump up and touch right into that area. You see that blue line that's pointed with the arrow over in this area? We said that that was the other scenario instead of breaking down first. And that's exactly what it did. It came and retested that line, and then it came back down. So that's what we're looking at with XRP. That's as point blank as I can put it to try to keep us all on the same page. XLM's at 28.8. In the daily time frame, you can see it's working on something here, but it looks like a failed handle here, unfortunately, guys. We have to call a spade a spade. And what do I mean by failed handle? We came all the way around, we swung down, and now we came up and touched this spot as resistance. It looks like that is prototypical of a failed cup and handle. So we're going to see. We are going to see, because if it rolls down through, you could also have a fake out, and it could also have a W that sneaks in there. So just watch this, though, because it could have snuck an M in there on us, and that's very dangerous. So that's what I'm looking at right now. If this pulls back down, it very easily could have pulled an M on us back down to the double bottom. So it's a lot of stuff to happen, a lot of stuff to watch. This was a jam-packed update, and I'd appreciate the likes on this update. It's the third update of the day. I do a lot of work, but I think you guys deserve it. Nobody else on YouTube will answer your question, so I have to take it upon myself to treat you like a human being and treat you like you actually matter. It still pisses me off to see all the people on YouTube that don't respond to a single fucking question. Like, how about act like the people that watch your content matter? That's all I ask. If the XRP Future Millionaire messages them, they won't even respond to the XRP Future Millionaire because they think of me as a piece of garbage. Let me assure you, I think of you all as people. So I'm going to treat you as such, not like a piece of garbage. So that is why you should give me your support. That's why you should subscribe to the channel. I give you trusted technical analysis. And let's face it, I'm the only one out here when shit's hitting the fan and going down. Everybody can be here when it's going up. And when it's going down, I'm here for you on the spot, on the moment. So we're at this descending, the uptrending resistance support line right there. The bottom side of that's very bearish. So if you're bottom side of that 10.4 right now, we took the alternative of the two routes that we had. So now we talked about this. If we come through 969, we're likely going to fail this and come all... But we still have room, guys. That's the thing, though. Is it filled out yet, or can we still do this and break out and then pour out? We certainly could. So we have room for this to work. So 969 is the ultimate. If it holds that, we're fine. Even if it comes down to 8.8 and it somehow bounces off of this, it's just going to be a pretty wide handle. But it could bounce there, theoretically. Because mine is just wider. This could have... It's already finished, guys. See, I'm confusing people. I can already tell. So, I don't even need to hear you, but I know I'm confusing. So, that's already finished, right? The cup. Now, is it going to come down here? We don't want it to do that. What we want is for this to bounce off here. At worst, bounce off the 200-day in the daily and then bounce up and continue on our merry way. That's at worst. Our initial one, we really wanted it to hold, you know, up here at 10.4, but that didn't happen. Then 9.6 was the logical spot. That is trying to hold right now. But as you can see, we're at 9.579. So we're using 9.69 as resistance. That could be a failed cup and handle, which would put us back down into this area before we can decide what's going to happen. And I know it seems weird because the 200 days right here, but it will likely just fall through that to 8.8. So let's pay attention here and be careful if you're next DC. DGB, and then I'll let you guys go because this has been an extended update. Deserving update, but an extended update. So now we have the 3176 support, 3562 resistance for DGB. My fear is that we're going to come down to the double bottom at 2561. This is like a 1. If we didn't come down here, guys, I would be all over DGB right now. If it wouldn't have done this, I mean, fuck. We got 1, 2, right? Look at these little hits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 hits right here on that 3201 support with 1 wick through. What do you think is going to happen here? Do you think it's going to hold? Do you think it's going to go up? I want to know in the comments. Also, I want to see hashtag be better, do better in the comments. And I would love to see more hashtag FUD assassins in the comments, because my number one goal is to make sure that you guys are on the right page so that you don't have to succumb to all the nonsense bullshit and misinformation on YouTube for people that just want to get views. And they're simply going to tickle your balls, give you false information, and you guys are going to suffer for it. When you come here, you can understand that I'm giving you the real information. And with DGB, the facts are, guys, we have an accumulation zone right there. We broke out of the accumulation, right? Now it looks like we're going to come back down into the accumulation zone. It's just that simple. We already had a wick down. But once we get out of this accumulation, DGB is going to wake up some point. It's not just going to go down to, you know, priceless. Or worthless, I should say. It's going to wake up. Go check out Peter's Shift. 2022 is going to be worse than 2021, and I can't agree more. I could not agree more. You guys always ask me, who do you watch on YouTube? Peter Shift? Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. Go make sure you hit that like or subscribe button. Even if you don't watch your old Uncle Vincenzo, go over there and hit that subscribe button. The link's in my video description. Let's get him to 1,000 subscribers. I mean, come on. I'm shocked that he's not at 1,000 subscribers, but as I know, as he knows, when you don't speak the FUD and you try to give out real content, you don't get as many followers. It's a shame on YouTube. If I went out here, said XRP to $10 million every day, I'm a very convincing person. I could make people watch, and you guys would love it. Oh my God, we're gonna be millionaires tomorrow. Let's get our checkbooks out, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna be able to buy fucking YouTube. Yeah, but if you guys haven't noticed, I'm trying to stall because look at Bitcoin. Under 46,000. I've just been waiting this whole update because I wanted to be here as we were dropping. So 20 minutes later, a bunch of rambling, a lot of good information. Hopefully you've hit that like button. But Bitcoin has fallen through the 46,000 handle. This is devastating. This could be a big, big, big problem. Big problem. So, you know, this is something that we need to watch because Bitcoin, if it keeps going, we have a double bottom that I called out earlier. Or not double bottom, but we have a big accumulation zone that we talked about on a bear trap. But it would have to hold this level, ladies and gentlemen, for this thesis to be held up. This is just one of many that it can be occurring, but this is one that I noticed popping up. And if we do bounce down here and hold this 45.3. That's a bear trap at the biggest terms, and that's going to lead people to think we're dumping. It's going to hold 45.564 area, and then it would bounce up to approximately in this bear's setup. That's why I got out of theta when I did, and I said if it gets down to 650, the accumulation zone, 655 or 455 or 430, I'd be interested in buying it again. With this kind of a setup, I think we're going to the accumulation zone, and we talked about it. We had a pull down here on that wick, and we talked about how we would likely be coming to a bear trap right here when we broke down. So if it holds 455, get all over that, because you're going to have a measured move up, likely up to here if that's a hold. So get on that. That's an accumulation zone at $4.55. If that breaks, you have one more accumulation zone at $4.33 or $4.30 before the ultimate accumulation that would come down here at $3.58, where we had the double bottom, because you'd fall through this accumulation zone if you were to break down. So these are very interesting times. This is exactly why you let the technical speak. It's why this morning, even though I wanted to be in theta, I told you guys I was out at 485 after the back test of 477 and the resistance point at 486, 485 area. You can't hold it because it proved to you that it was done. Now I can buy more theta than I had. I had 1,000 theta, even though I was down $70. I can have more than 1,000 theta. So what did you really lose? As long as you know your technicals, you're not losing. So the portfolio is down like $72 for me. I'm getting more theta. So is it really down? No. So people can tell you a lot of tricky things to scare you. You come here for the truth, period. If you watch to the end, you get a little bit of knowledge, you get a little bit of education. But what I'm not going to do is fudge you out of existence. I'm not going to make it to where you have no money. We talked about some of these that were riding a little bit earlier. Algo is the one that I should have been all over. I called it out, and I don't know what I'm thinking. It was a while ago, but Algo, when it overtook by IOTA, it was down like 10% IOTA. I said, this is ready to pump. It needs the pump. And it proceeded to wrap off from $1.38 when we were talking about that. It actually had a pull down here, I think, is where we were talking about. Nope. It was down here at the $1.31 to $1.38. It was in between this zone. We were getting resisted on when we were talking about it, but now it's proceeded to move up, as you can see, back to the top of the symmetrical triangle. Now, if you're in Algo, be very careful, because this is a logical dump-off spot now that we're in the top of the symmetrical. We have an uptrending and descending resistance, uptrending support. So make sure you're paying attention to this. Best in the business for a reason. Even though you're not seeing these charts, I cover them on different stations. So make sure to follow the ISO headquarters and also Swing Traders Anonymous, because I will keep you up to the minute, up to date, and so far ahead of the rest of the competition, it's going to make your head spin. If you're still here 22 minutes later, type in the chat 222, because I want to see who's in here. So, ladies and gentlemen, Road Trains by Mother Second Choice. Make sure you have the express written consent from your artist of choice. I do. So I thank you, Mr. Anthony Carter, and the whole Mother Second Choice for giving me the express written consent to play your music. So, we're watching this right now, guys. So, right now, I mean, if we fall through 45,564, this is a big problem, and this would elevate us to 41,994. This is the last line of defense to keep us outside of this downtrending channel. But like I said, this could be the bear trap playing in full effect if we can hold this area. This is the exact time in history when we have to watch right now for today. Today's history, not tomorrow's, not next year, not next month. Nobody cares if Bitcoin's going to 600,000 or if XRP is going to 10 million. We only care about right here, right now, what's going to happen in front of us at this very moment, so we don't lose our whole portfolio before we get to where we want to go, which is the promised land. So that in itself is why you're still here. I can talk with the best of them, and I don't plan on this update ending yet. It's 24 minutes in, but it ain't over yet. So, since we talked about theta, let's get into T-Fuel. It had a nice little pump here the other day. Got rejected, assumingly at the 4-hour time frame when it made its run up. I haven't looked at T-Fuel. No, it didn't even make it up there. Got rejected by the 100-day. Interesting. So in the 30-minute time frame, you can see this could be, again, with all of these, this could be the setup right here for a further move up. If we can hold right here at this 19.4 level, you could make a run up again. But if we break through here, you can see it very clearly with T-Fuel. This is coming way down. It will come down into this area, and that's like 18 cents. But if it holds this, you're talking about a shoot up here. Or There's the third scenario, because the most likely is you get rejected by the 30-day and then work your way down. If we can't hold this area. So there's a lot of stuff going on. 2 out of 3 scenarios have this breaking down. 1 has a hold and coming back up. So 66% chance of T-Fuel to break down, 33% chance for it to break up. If you're in it, you're in it. Shiba is down 4.73%. And it's coming down to that 3168 support. If we break through the 3168 support, because you see the 200-day and the 30-minute time frame, it don't matter what we're talking about. They all look like ass. This all looks like shit. This is very bearish. There's no volume even with Shiba, again, except when we get a little bit of sell volume. So if we don't hold 3168, we're coming back down to the 2828. Likely the 2828 double bottom. It's just that simple. We have an apple in the diamond bottom setup possible at 2926, which means we would have a inclined hit on the bottom, which would mean it would go something like this, and then it would rally, but that doesn't look like that's the setup right now. This looks like a straight flash drop on across the board on cryptos. Is setting up perfectly. I just call it the way I see it, folks. Nothing more, nothing less. And if we had more members of Tom's Army, I'd be more than happy to do this on a daily basis and do 30, 40-minute updates and cover more than just XRP, XLM, DGB, and Bitcoin and whatever I decide. This is how I envision my show, but I have it across 3 different stations just so that we don't flood it up. So right now with Hbar, because we never talk about Hbar on any of my stations for the most part, 29.5 is a very big resistance point. We already fell through the 200-day and the 30-minute time frame at 3044, so this is very bad. If you're a fan of Hbar, this is very bearish. Unless we can somehow right the ship and do something like that, then it would be bullish. But what it looks like it wants to do is come down here and then ultimately get rejected by this point and then come down here to 27.3. And the reason I say that is because once you fall through 27.3, there's nowhere else you can go. If you fall through 27.3, it's over. You'd have to go to the accumulation of 26.2 and maybe back to 24.6, 23.8, all the way down to 21.8. It would be a nightmare. So if you're a fan of this, your best interest right now is this pulls up by 29.5, and at worst, you're looking at something like this and you come up. Because this is the symmetrical we've been working on in this top half. It's a broken down, beaten up symmetrical triangle for just this top half of the pattern. But I did that for a reason, so I would know if it was appropriate to buy or sell. So, if you want to know more about that, join Tom's Army. Talk to me on Telegram. So that's Hbar. I'll get back into that in just a sec. So I want to do let me turn this down just a little bit. Okay, so that's why this is so important. I mean, because of the way the pattern's set up, I can make it to where it's not even anything permanent, because the bigger part of this pattern is... How did that get off-centered? Must have hit it. But the bigger part of this pattern is way down here, and that's what I don't want to have to deal with. I don't want to have to come way down here. Because if we do, then Hbar comes back down to this 19 cent area. And I don't think anybody wants this. It's not even like that. It's what... Just imagine this is straight across. Whatever, close enough. It's hidden in there. Of course it is. There we go. Okay, so that's the real symmetrical, is way down there, and this we can just put below it just so we can see it. But that's how wide this goes if we were to break way down here. But for this top part, it's supposed to be in here. I gotta make sure. I must have hit it when I was going up and down. So it's supposed to be something like that with the Hbar. So you really don't want this coming much lower at all, because this 27.3 is that area where if you break that, it's big trouble. Because if you come through here, it's big trouble. And last time we came through, we came all the way down to 19.9 to touch that symmetrical triangle. So it's big trouble if we fall through there. So just a synopsis real quick, because this update's getting way too long. It's going to be a half-hour plus update. Bitcoin's down 1,423 at time of recording to 45,855, down better than 3% at its high points. But if we hold this, just remember, this could be a bear trap, and it could allow us to bounce back up to at least the 4-hour time frame in the 200-day to 50,000 and get rejected. Because somewhere along the line, I keep thinking we're going to have to draw out a shoulder, but we might not, because we had defined here. It could just be the elevator down. That's the other thing we have to pay attention to. So if this breaks past here, we're going back down to 41,994 in a quick and swift motion. This is it. It's right here, guys. This is it. If we break into that channel, all of our dreams are going to come true. XRP down better than 4% at 82,461. If this breaks down past 80 cents, we got 75, and then back down to our 57-cent double bottom with a 65-cent stop in between. XLM. Well, we're on the 30-minute time frame with that, or the 4-hour time frame with XLM. I apologize. If we fall through this at 28.7 approximately, it's over. That's why this is so important. It came to the bottom side. It would just have to come way back down to all these other moving averages if it breaks through this, and it's going to be a mess, because then the next one's 28.1 on our way back down to some bottoms that we're going to have to retest, and nobody wants to be a part of that, believe me, if you're not in it. But you can see, guys, there's an M forming here. I'm making it in the pattern, so pay attention to what I'm doing. This isn't just scribble. It's there for a reason, so you guys can see what could possibly be forming right in front of your eyes. Just use your imagination. And then finally, DGB. We're bottom side of where we need to be. 3176 looks like the logical bottom here, and then on our way to a double bottom, the 2561, guys. If we want to break out of this area, we've got to get topside at 34, and then ultimately 3562. Stay blessed, and if you don't hit the like button on this video, I don't know what will make you.